how to cover the most unpopular chair, turn them into a better looking one without damaging the original fabric and the wood using simple materials. Let's get started. You will need for this project masking tape, measuring tape, hot glue gun and sticks, notebook and a pencil, scissor, butter knife, fabric, and an old rag. We're gonna measure the chair, every part of the chair. We're gonna start with the seat, moving on to the backrest. And dimensions of the seat are 32 inches by 34. The dimensions of the backrest are 21 inches by 22. And finally, the arms dimensions are almost 10 by 5.5. After I measured the dimensions, I added 6 inches to the width and length of the seat and backrest, and 2 inches to the width and the length of the arm. So I have extra fabric to tuck in. Now I cut the pieces with the proper dimensions. 1 for the seat, 2 for the armrest, and 2 pieces for the backrest. 1 for the front and 1 for the back. First, place the fabric inside out and trace the line where it connects with the original fabric. And I will leave 3 inches excess to each side. And I will do the same with the armrest and the back of the back. So using the pencil, you're gonna trace the line, leaving this part without marking, and stretch the fabric. So now you see the marked fabric. Just remember, you are not cutting along the line at this stage. Now we applying the masking tape, starting from the outside, moving in along the edge to protect the original fabric. Because the masking tape is the base of the reupholstering, so you must follow the same pattern of the original shape of the chair. I have finished with the first layer of the masking tape. I will move on to applying the second. When it comes to applying the second layer of the masking tape, I must push the cushion down to prevent it from getting loose when somebody sits. So I'm done working with the second layer of the masking tape. So you may ask someone to sit to try it out to make sure it is firmly placed before gluing the fabric. Note that it's not necessary to do it on the back of the chair because we're not gonna use glue on this part. This is the fun part. We're gonna glue the fabric. We wanna make sure, so you're gonna place the fabric evenly, making sure you leave some inches behind on this side, the other side, and around. So with the hot glue gun, we're gonna apply the glue on the masking tape, and we're gonna bring the fabric to out and press a little bit, not too hard, and repeat the same around the armrest. As you can see, where I'm applying the glue, I'm not touching the original fabric and I'm not touching the wood. I had glued the fabric on the armrest. As you can see, I will start now shaping then, leaving 2 extra inches. As you can see, now I glue the arms so they're placed and glued together. We're gonna put a little bit more glue on this part and around. We're gonna go around and again glue the fabric. So we're gonna use the butter knife. The reason why we're using the butter knife, because we're gonna push in the leftover fabric to give it a nice look. So this is gonna be a little tricky because it's not easy. We're not removing any part of the chair to do this, so you have to be patient and try to push it in as much as you can. As you can see, this is how the armrest gonna look. If you're having a difficult time tucking in the fabric, use the butter knife as I show you. But if you're having difficult time squishing that fabric, I don't have my tools with me, so I use the pliers to softly hit the knife and help you to tuck the fabric in. I'm gonna do it the same process for the back rest. So we're gonna apply the glue again on the masking tape. I'm gonna start from the top, just a little bit. I'm gonna bring the fabric into this position, stretch it, and press. Not too hard, you don't wanna lose the masking tape on the bottom. And you're gonna repeat the process all around. Just remember, when you glue in one part, you have to stretch the fabric to prevent wrinkles. First, the top, sides, and the last part will be the bottom. Why the bottom? In case that you need to fix something, you have to stretch the fabric down and finish. We're gonna start shaping the fabric, leaving at least 1.5 inches extra fabric to tuck in. As you can see, I tuck in the fabric. If you come across that you have too much fabric and you cannot push it in, you can cut a little bit. The back of the backrest is done, and the arm as well. So now we move on to the back of the seat. So we have the piece already cut. I'm gonna place it on the top, secure it with, tack it in to secure the fabric with the butter knife. Or if you have some pins, you can just pin the fabric and then do the work with the butter knife. See, I finished the back of the seat using my butter knife to tuck it in the fabric. So now I'm gonna shape this piece, leaving 2 inches at least or more of the leftover fabric. So I'm gonna cut it, shape the fabric. I'm gonna tuck in the leftover inches. I'm gonna start explaining the bottom. Finally, the last piece is the bottom. because it's bigger and complicated. First, I fold the fabric according to the shape of the arm and leg. So for the arms, I mark 5 inches from this part of the fabric to that part, and you're gonna mark a line. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and for the leg you're gonna do the same, except that in this part you're gonna mark 9 inches. So now that you have marked those pieces, we're gonna cut them. First, I will cut from this part to here. For the arm of the chair, I'm gonna cut those 5 inches, and I'm gonna bring them in. If you need to cut a little bit more, you're more than welcome to do it, but be careful, because if you cut too much, so you're not gonna have enough fabric to cover the bottom. So now that you have cut the corners of the legs and arms, using the butter knife, you're gonna squish the fabric in. And this part right here, because it's a lot of fabric, so we're just gonna fold it in, and we're gonna bring that down, and we're gonna do the same thing on this side and the other 2 sides of the chair. Now that I have tucked in the corners, this is how it's gonna look like. As you can see, the original shape of the chair has fold 2 sides of the fabric. So we're gonna follow the same shape of the original chair. We're gonna fold this part in, and we're gonna use glue. Just a little bit. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. When we have finished this corner right here, we're gonna cut the fabric all around, leaving again few inches of fabric. I have cut the fabric. Now we're gonna glue it to the chair from the center to the side of the chair. We're gonna pull the fabric down and push it in. There you go. So we're gonna finish this part on this corner. In case that you need to fix something, you're gonna keep moving the fabric next to the arm. So on this corner, if you wanna keep the fabric in place, you can put a little bit of glue. And using your knife, you're gonna tackle this fabric in and press a little bit. So we're gonna repeat the same step as we did before on this part. I'm gonna put a little bit more of glue to attach the fabric all around the bottom, and then using your butter knife, we're gonna bring in the fabric to keep it in place. My friends, I finished putting the pieces together. So this is how your chair is gonna look like. Let it dry first, and then you can try it on. So this one right here, I just put some pieces as an example because I got some questions. One of those questions was if this reupholstery is permanent. It's not. So it's temporarily. As you can see, I will peel this off, and you can see that you may get some pieces of masking tape on the original fabric, but that's not a big deal. You can remove that later with your butter knife. But I have not damaged the original fabric and not even the wood. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I look forward to look at your project.